underground business, which is called human trafficking.
I'm a slave.
They threatened to kill my family.
Men pay him to rape me.
I live every day in fear.
They beat me.
I had no idea it would be
I
like
didn't
this.
happen to me.
I have nowhere else to
I can't
go.
believe it.
I didn't pay him to rape me.
The victims are everywhere.
Every day, thousands of people are victims of human trafficking.
Human trafficking is an issue that happens internationally, but it also happens here in America. And people, usually Americans, fail to notice that this issue is occurring. About 800,000 people worldwide are victims of trafficking each year. And this business grossed about $30 million annually. Less than 15% of actual traffickers are convicted. And this issue is still growing, and it's happening everywhere. Did you know that Miami International Airport is the #1 site where victims are actually picked up and abducted for trafficking? Okay, some people don't really know what human trafficking is exactly, but there are two things of human trafficking. The first is sex trafficking, where people are forced into prostitution and they're isolated. They're taken to a country where they're not familiar with and they don't know anything about. Or there's another one, which is labor trafficking, which is where they're forced to do domestic work for little to no pay. Usually it's no pay, and usually they're abused and they're not fed or taken care of or anything of that sort. I'm going to give you guys an example of somebody who was trafficked. She was put in trafficking, and she's from Florida. Her name is Brittany. I don't know her last name. And there's more surviving stories that are on PolarisProject.org if you're interested in it. She was looking for a job as a waitress, and a guy approached her with a business card and everything. She went to the hotel. I'm not sure what the name was. I know it was like in Tampa somewhere. But she went for the interview and everything, and it was actually a restaurant, but the restaurant was inside of a hotel. He drugged her. He put drugs in her drink, took her upstairs. She was trapped there for 3 days. 60 men were in and out. And she went to the police about this, and there was no justice served for her. Her case is still pending. Nobody's doing anything. So what is the government's role? What does the government do for human trafficking? Well, their existing laws fail to protect victims of human trafficking because most victims are like, let's say they're imported from Spain to America and they're immigrants, so they get harsher punishments than the traffickers themselves. And they are deported. They're being deported and stuff as such. So they're really not doing anything about human trafficking, even though this business is bigger than drugs, but they're cracking down on drugs. They're trying to go through all the trap houses and everything, right? But they're not trying to find where these underground businesses are happening. What they should do is prescribe appropriate punishment to the traffickers instead of just giving them a tap on the hand or like not even going through with things, And they should also give priority to the prosecution of trafficking offenses. And they should protect the victims that come forth rather than to punish them, because that's not going to motivate any victim to come forth with anything. The people's role. What can we do? We can create awareness. We can tell our family, friends, neighbors, the community, people at your church, people at your work, people at your school. And how, you ask? I have a few suggestions for you. There's a movie that Lifetime Television presented, and it's called Human Trafficking, and it was produced in 2005, and it's still on Netflix. You can have a movie night with your friends. Or FIU South has, I don't know if FIU North does because I just moved here, but FIU South usually has like discussion nights, open forums. Well, you can come and you can say, I want to do a what if night, a scenario night. What if the trafficker was my friend? What if I was a victim? How would I go about things? What would I do? Or you can also have meetings about underground issues. there are effects of raising awareness. You have a safer, more confident traveling experience. There will be more convicted criminals and such, and obviously a decline in this actual business and hopefully unsuccessful transactions. Now, without human trafficking, the world would be a better place. I'm not just saying that because, it's common sense, but it is really true. As much as we are capable of being victims of human trafficking, we are also capable of beating it and trying to eliminate this from our existence. We need to make an effort to push forth this issue, because if we do so, then the government will see that it's a pressing issue, and they will hopefully make stricter laws, because obviously their laws are doing nothing for us at the moment. So there's the handout that I just handed you guys all. Has 5 easy steps on how you can help prevent or help raise awareness or do a petition for the government to know, that this is an issue and you want to do something about it. And on the side, there's also numbers if you know anybody who is a victim or anything like that. Thank you, and are there any questions?